I did a video about sister wives and Kody and Robin Brown and how I hope that they eventually try to court someone because I think it'd be hilarious. And I had numerous people who said things like, what kind of woman would ever date him? Or that's so awful, that poor woman. Or even one person who's like, you're an awful person because you just want to make money off of some poor woman suffering. Okay, so let me explain something, which is I think if they tried to court, one of two things would happen. One, they would not get past a first date. They would just get a lot of looky-loos who were like, oh, I want to be on TV. Oh, I want to meet them and stuff like that. Or two, he would hook up with someone who was just pure evil. Like who was like, let me just absolutely take advantage of the situation. So many people pointed out that maybe they want to court because if they got another full-time cast member of the show, would they then go back to getting go back to getting another salary and things like that? And I think that's possibility maybe. But I have watched many seasons of a little show on TLC called Seeking Sister Wife. And one of the reasons why this is a show that you should be checking out is what a huge cluster the whole thing is. Because, with some exceptions, some very sad exceptions, in general, what you see are these men being like, I want a second wife. I'm so manly. I need a second wife. Women would love to date me. And then a series of women being like, what? To everything they say. And it's so satisfying. And for a long time, it filled the itch because Sister Wives just kept going and going and going with Kody being awful. But at least I could go watch Seeking Sister Wife and I could see these women be like, no, like no to Garrick. You're weirdo, creepy eyed, just, whatever. And you could see them sort of, these guys' ego deflate when they realize like, oh, nobody else wants me but my crusty old wife. And even she isn't that, into me anymore. Anyway, so when I am talking about the potential for Kody and Robin dating, I am not trying to hex these women that might come into their lives, or anything like that. And I do think, as somebody said on one of my comments somewhere, if serial killers in jail can get women to date them and marry them, Kody Brown could get a second wife. Other people have mentioned things like, well, he can't go back to the AUB. Well, once again, to quote Seeking Sister Wives, there are people who are open to this who in fact are not members of the AUB. I don't know how strict they would be. I don't ever pretend to be an AUB expert, but there are people outside of that faith. I mean, Janelle married Kody and she didn't do it because of that faith. According to her, she fell in love with the faith and then married Kody. My suspicion is that she liked Kody and then was like, well, the AUB isn't that different than the, LDS. And so I'll just convert for him. It is a possibility. I don't necessarily think that he's going to attract anyone. I think that he's going to probably most likely get looky-loos who don't mind a little bit of TV time. But that is all based on whether or not they actually would even consider it. And I think it's very likely that they're going to have this conversation that we see from the mid-season finale trailer or whatever. We're going to find out that, in fact, they say no, they're not going to. That's what they've said the last 4 or 5 times Robin has brought it up. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But just to be clear, if they did start courting, I don't think some innocent little bright-eyed person's going to stumble into this viper's nest. I think it would be someone who knows exactly what they're getting into and is doing it for their own reasons.